The Switch 2 has been announced and we got a release date June 5th. Mark your calendars for Diarrhea Day from work for those willing to get their hands on one, as I mentioned on one of my videos regarding the Switch 2 rumors, and they were pretty accurate. Lots of games have been announced at launch with some very interesting titles. But let's talk about the console itself. What's going on, guys? Dr. Brute 7 signing in, sharing my impressions on the Switch 2, starting with the specifications and a little bit of comparison with the Switch version 1. We'll be making a comparison with the release models of the Switch 1 because this is also a version 1 model of the Switch 2. Starting with the display, the Switch 2 screen is an LCD. Wait, what? Come on, bro. Nintendo, seriously? In 2025, you're hitting us with a low-cost dingo of a screen when literally the PS Vita 1000 base model from 12 to 13 years back released with an OLED screen. Even those Chinese handhelds comes with OLED screens with a price tag of $449 USD, just the console, and $499 USD bundled with Mario Kart World. At this point, I really don't have any words to explain the frustration, because is it too much to ask for an OLED screen? I have no idea. Alright, what is in the box aside from the disappointment? Joy-Con 2 controllers, grip and straps, Switch 2 dock, ultra high-speed HDMI cable, AC adapter, and USB-C charging cable. Alright, at least they're not trying to be like Apple. You don't get a freaking charger no more. But don't worry, not everything is as bad as bonkers. And we have backwards compatibility, guys. You are free to use the Switch's game cards along with the Switch 2's red game cards, which would cost $80. Wow. I've heard gamers spamming with drop the price texts after hearing the price tag of the games. The display size of the Switch is 1.7 inches bigger than the original Switch, which is 6.2 inches. Unlike the Switch, which is 720p while in handheld, basically 720 pixels while in handheld, the Switch 2 will provide a crisp Full HD 1920 by 1080p in handheld or tabletop mode, with 4K in dock mode. Switch 2 supports HDR10 along with 120 FPS when in 1920 by 1080 or 2560 by 1440 resolutions. Now hold up, cowboys. 120 FPS is only supported by 120Hz TVs and games only. Even with the powerful PlayStation 5s, we barely get 120 FPS games, so please hold on to your hard-ons, alright? Now, talking about the CPU, GPU, made and designed by NVIDIA, just like the Switch 1. For Switch 2, it's a custom-made processor, unlike Tegra. Of course, there's going to be Bluetooth, built-in microphone. Notice that C button on the right Joy-Con? That's specific to group chats, like noise cancellation, echo cancellation, some multi-plebs. It's your time to shine. I'm just a single pleb, so I just don't care about these things. Now there's two USB-C ports. Both the ports can be used to charge the console, while the port on the top is used to connect accessories. The one on the bottom is used to dock the Switch 2. 3.5mm jack is there, but disclaimer by Nintendo, not all products would work well, which is Nintendo's way of saying buy only our licensed products. Now let's talk about the storage. The original Switch had an internal storage of 32 gigabytes, pretty much meh. The Switch 2 improves it by a lot with an internal storage of 256 gigabytes, out of which you can expect to use 120 to 180 gigabytes of storage. Just like the original Switch, the storage capacity of the Switch 2 can be upgraded till 2 terabytes. The Switch 2 uses lithium-ion battery with 5220 milliamperes, so expect a battery life of 6 to 7 hours depending on the game you're playing. Charging time is approximately 3 hours while in sleep mode. Pretty interesting, eh? I've got some feedbacks from some of the commenters on my channel's post. Here's some of them. People are not at all feeling excited for this, and I can totally relate to their emotions. Share some of your thoughts, guys. There will be some re-releases of certain titles on launch day, both first and third-party titles. However, I'm most eager to see how this game will run on the Switch too. Sure, it had a bumpy start, but the base PS4 models were gasping for air while farting out solar flares from the exhaust while trying to run Cyberpunk 2077. I wonder if the Switch 2 would start steam up like a steak while running this. I guess we'll have to wait and watch. Let's see if they're gonna downscale the graphics or whatnot, because it's Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, which means the expansion, the DLC expansion, is also going to be a part of the game Phantom Liberty. Time to wrap this one up. If you like this video, make sure to drop in a like and subscribe. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Dr. Brute 7 signing off. Peace.